And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shaked Bar-Tal, Sports Guy Show. As we are talking Carolina Panthers, Brown, NFL, and let's get this party started. Mr. Alex Bryant, join us live on the show, in the show, as we are talking Carolina Panthers, Cleveland Browns. We have a big game. It's coming Friday, preseason game number 1 in town. Cleveland Browns is coming to town. Browns are coming to Charlotte, taking the Carolina Panthers, which the Browns bring with them so many great celebrities Cleveland Browns have with them, which will definitely cause excitement and potentially chaos in Charlotte, North Carolina on Friday night, Friday evening, when the Browns are in town. So they have celebrities. They also have Joe Flacco, who is a big time fan, biggest fan in the world. Her name is Lindsay Oak. Make sure to follow her on Twitter at Lindsay Oak. She's Joe Flacco, #1 fan in the entire universe. And I'm not exaggerating. Ladies and gentlemen, and Joe Flacco, I believe, is 98 years old. I could be mistaken. But I believe Joe is 98 years old. What's up? How you doing tonight? I'm Shaked Bar-Tal, Sports Guy Show. This is an NFL show. 9:30 is going to be a gaming streaming show. And to rebuild the Austin and Colin. It's right now. You can see I'm wearing the Carolina Panthers jersey with a big game coming up. Preseason number 1. Carolina Panthers hosting the Cleveland Browns, the Dog Pound. The Dog Pounds are coming to town with so many celebrities. Gabby Gibb, Abby Mueller, Nick Wilson, Joe Flacco, you name it, Lindsay Oak. They're all coming to Charlotte, North Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers this coming Friday. Friday night, as waiting for my co-host. So, are you NFL season? I know I am. I know I'm also excited for Madden 26 to be released, which yours truly on my channel, Sports Guy Show, tomorrow going to do Madden content.
What up, dude? On
Share the screen with all your New York's celebrity.
cool.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks. So I mentioned this is a big game, but it also brings so many celebrities to Charlotte. We have Gabby Gibbs on Twitter. Follow her. She's a celebrity from Cleveland. Also, Abby Mueller. Wilson, who used to be in Charlotte, is a celebrity. Then you have Lindsay Oak, NFL beat writer, NFL reporter. She's Joe Flacco, #1 fan in the entire universe. And I'm not exaggerating. So she's probably coming to town to watch Joe Flacco, who I'm pretty sure is 98 years old. I could be mistaken. Maybe it's 101, but I'm pretty sure he's up there in the age of 98 to 101. So anyway, we have the Browns coming to town. But before we have the Browns, We had FanFest, Carolina Panthers FanFest, which yours truly, I attended it, and the atmosphere was absolutely like you call a cold one,
No,
like you did, perfect setting.
no, I'm good.
So,
Sorry, man.
so perfect, no, perfect segment. Pull, a, pull the cold one because the atmosphere was through the roof at Bank of America Stadium, FanFest. The energy was ecstatic. They ran a fake punt. They ran a fake punt at FanFest. Sam Martin threw the ball, and Lincoln Ransom caught the ball, but Jimmy Owen tackled him. So then about 45,000 fans showed up, even though it was raining pre-practice. And it truly felt like a game. I don't know if you have attended NFL training camp. I've attended plenty of fans in a training camp practice when they were open to the fans. And nothing felt like how I felt on Saturday night because they truly ran it like a preseason game. They had the offense first took the field, then the defense came back later, and then they even had the halftime. They even had the halftime at FanFest, which they never had before. Basically, they went into the locker room for 8 minutes, like speech and all of that. And then the final thing, and then I will let you get points. You're saying, of course, they had a special moment for Make a Wish, a kid who's 12 years old who has bone cancer from North Carolina. Believe his first name is Jake. I think Cronland is last name. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, they signed him for a quarterback for a day. He wore number 26. I'm not sure why, because this is 25 season. But anyway, they they let him ran the last play of scrimmage, basically scored a touchdown, and all the crowd, all the fans went crazy when he say, "Now, your starting quarterback, at quarterback, Jake Gronland." And the fans, it was extremely fun atmosphere. Remind me of Panthers 2015 Fan Fest when they had a kid named Brandon Bean. He had a cancer. He luckily is okay today, and they went on to the Super Bowl. That's it.
Oh yeah, dude, man, that was a great moment. I love. I mean, here's what. What's up, FX? Here's what. What is we're starting to learn. And I think we learned this ever since Canales was able to bench Bryce. Tepper is in my opinion, he's aware of everything's going on that's going on, but he's pretty much hands off, and is allowing them to do really cool things like the Make a Wish part. I think that if you ask Panther fans in general, they'll say that they like how Tepper's handling the team right now. He's how he's building organization, how he's doing things like that. Yeah, they might get annoyed with him because they play on a grass field, but he's trending into the not douchey owner that he was being before. So that's one takeaway because I'm trying to address all of your points. Two, yes, man, this team looks excited. Like this is the most excited I've seen a Panthers team yet. Uh, they were excited to make a wish. They're excited to be on the field. They're excited to wear Panthers colors. They have swag to them. They give a shit on the field. They want to make statements. They like it. It's nice to see, and that obviously is energizing the crowd. And it might be that they were energized because they don't have fans at practices, and they were just so ready to have fans, and that might be what's doing it. But I'm just going to take the data that I have. They look pumped. They look ready. They look like they got something to prove. They look like they're going to be good. The body language for all of them, man, is just so good. And it seems like that they didn't disappoint for the most part, except for Excel still dropping passes. But yeah, it seems like they didn't disappoint, and the fans seem pretty excited overall.
Right. Sorry to cut you off. The XL, that was pass interference by Michael Jackson. it was a pass interference. I know,
I'm
I
saying
know.
I'm saying that in jest, by the way. I like Excel this year.
Right. No, I know. No, but the thing is, they didn't broadcast FanFest this year. Typically, they broadcast FanFest for this one, not at the stadium. So this year they did not. So the drop pass that XL drop was a 40-yard roughly pass that looked like a pass interference on a by Michael Jackson, which I've seen plenty of people on Twitter. They saw
Yeah.
the replay. They said, now, here's another thing that you didn't see and you missed it. They really had tough tackling. Like Lincoln Ransom
Correct.
laid
Yep.
out a massive hit, I think, on the wide receiver from Miami, if I remember correctly, Jacoby George, if I
George. Yep.
remember his
Yep. Yep.
a tough hit that I asked, was that and Canales said it. Canales said, "Hey, I'm I'm happy with the play, but you need to be careful because that play could the NFL."
Is am I glitching? Am I glitching to you? Am I glitching to you? Is it me that's the problem with this internet? Because you're glitching a lot for me.
Yeah, I think.
Is it me? Hold on.
I think so. Yeah. Apparently,
I didn't mean to
probably because
interrupt
of
you,
the
man, but like
earthquake.
I can barely understand
No,
you. I
it's
think it's
okay.
on me. Am I better
Probably because
now?
of the earthquake. It's okay. I mean, probably because of the earthquake. I know you guys said multiple
Yeah,
earthquake
yeah, right.
yesterday and the day before, so we will blame the earthquake, or maybe
Yeah,
Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell.
you're better. You're better for me now, so I think that I'm good. Sorry. Yeah, that was on me. If I look at that was I wasn't my internet was off my phone. I just said jump on the internet. No. Wow, dude.
Now, maybe now will work. Anyway, so what I was saying, that is vicious. You don't see that. See that at practice at FanFest. And last year, I attended FanFest. It was in Clemson. The only state for it was 3 hours straight over there. So sad. This and the FanFest, they in Germany, when the Panthers beat the Giant, they sing "Country Road" or "Take Me Home to the Place I Belong." So West Virginia, so they change it to "Country Road, Take Me Home to the Place I Belong." Carolina, Carolina, Carolina. So they change it. Also add "Sweet Caroline," which is the official song of the Carolina Panthers victory. Whenever the Carolina Panthers win, there's always "Sweet Caroline." Oh, I've never seen so good. So good, so good. So, ladies and gentlemen, the weather in New York is horrific right now. They're dealing with tornadoes. And here you are. Hopefully the weather has come down a bit.
I should be good
Hopefully the
now.
yeah.
Yeah, I have three Wi-Fi
So
networks that work to this bar, so I just connected to the closest one.
sure. So New York related operator Roger Goodell, but also I was saying, you watch the game, they sing "Country Road, Take Me Home to West Virginia," and this is at FanFest. They did that, but play and well, beside the Panthers and all of that, just just was a fun atmosphere. Which, guys, like I said, they're dealing with tornadoes in New York. They're dealing with tornadoes, earthquake, severe weather in New York City right now. That is why my co-host Alex Bryant is froze, absolutely froze, and he basically became a zombie. That is why, ladies and gentlemen. That is why you can see me, because I'm in Charlotte, where the weather is calm, cool, relaxing. But unfortunately, my partner to my right, my co-host, severe middle in New York City. Yeah, hopefully you're
Yeah, am
back.
I good? Am I okay? Like, try to do the best I can, man. I don't know what's going on with like this signal.
Roger Goodell impact.
All right, well, I guess we gotta do what we gotta
Roger
do, man.
Goodell.
So, yeah. So, yeah, what are we
Yeah.
talking about, man? What do you get into?
So let's uh, quickly. A couple of players we didn't mention were, I think one of them, Old Canales, when was asked today, he stated, yeah, he has a chance.
Say, dude, let me get off and get back on. This is so fucking frustrating. Hold on, I'll just slide back in.
Bryce Duran. Bryce Duran, ladies and gentlemen. That is Roger Goodell impact. Roger Goodell does not want us to be on the air tonight. I don't know why. Maybe because we are talking about the Cleveland Browns. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's the ghost of Roger Goodell. I don't know. But what I know, here in Charlotte, the weather is fantastic. YouTube is working fine. Unfortunately, Alex Bryant being in New York, it's the Roger Goodell impact. It's the Roger Goodell impact. So there you are.
Well,
Welcome back. I was
yeah.
saying Bryce Duran made a couple of big matches at FanFest, and also Canales was asked today, and he said, yeah, he has a chance to make a team, which, my
Who
gosh, we are
does?
so hip.
Who has a chance?
Bryce Duran. Bryce Duran. Andrew,
What are we talking about?
we're talking
I don't
about
think
the
he's
wide
making the team.
receiver.
No, I know what we're talking about, but he's making the team. This is like ridiculous. Like he making the team. Yeah, we're gonna have Dallas usually has 5 spots. The locks are gonna be unless you trade somebody. Locks are gonna be Coker, XL, Thielen, T Mac, and probably Renfro, and then there's gonna be a fight for six between Moore and Horn. And if they gave Jacoby George guaranteed money and he's making plays, this other random dude is just like I wish he just wouldn't lie about BS. That's my like the only problem I ever have with Canales
But
is he just BS's
but
everybody.
no, I know, but he made big catches at FanFest.
So we had a guy named Britt Burson that used to do that. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. You
Uh,
was a specialist. I used to call him Fabio because he looked like Fabio realistically. So Branson Belson, I used to call him Fabio. That was his nicknames that I gave him. But
yeah.
anyway, I have a
So
comment here.
yeah, I think my
Yeah,
curiosity is like receiver who gives a shit. I mean, we have our top four. Those are the only ones we're ever going to see is the T Mac, Coker, Excel, and Thielen likely. I think Renfro's going to have plays here and there. Horn's probably going to the practice squad and he's going to work his way up. I think
No,
the things we got to look at is like almost like the day before FanFest was, hey, Charles Smith Wade isn't going to come off the field, and it's like, all right, well, like where is this guy? Like he's number two on the how do you not come off the field and you're number two on the depth chart? So there's stuff. Nick Scott starting. Like there's the weirdness about the safety room is I think the and the quarterback room I think is the thing that most Panther fans I think are curious about, not just like random ass wide receiver. uh, I think
but
that
just a second.
good.
Sorry to cut you off. Number one, you said Owen is making the practice squad. He's making the team. He's making the team.
Maybe sure, no, whatever.
I mean, he had 2 touchdowns. I mean, if he doesn't make the team, I can guarantee you, you will not go on the practice squad. Someone will claim him. He's so fast. He's explosive, and he's going to be good. Now we have a comment in the room. We have a 28-3 fan within the room. That is what your team name is. The 28-3 Chokers Falcons race down, which we are going to beat you on week 3. And I wonder if you will join us afterward, week 4, talk about week 3 when the Carolina Panthers beat the 28-3 Atlanta dirty, ugly, disgusting Falcons. So anyway, done with the 28-3 disgusting team for now. But
Yeah, Horn.
like I said, Jimmy
I think Horn.
Own Jr.
I think Horn has that skill set that Canales likes. Like they use it with Tompkins. They use it. He's Pete Carroll's always had that kind of gadgety guy. They wanted McIntosh to be that. Most recently, Lockett started off as that kind of guy. Percy Harvin was that guy. He loves those little gadgety guys that can play in the backfield. They might think they have that in Etienne, who is a little bit. I think faster and more better pass catcher than he got credit for. So that might be a little duplicate. I think the biggest thing that they came in for was for Horn to be a return specialist, but he's not even listed up there. They got like Renfro and ETN. So I think if Horn doesn't make the team, it's likely because of ETN because they will have that speed gadgety kind of player. They might just think they can do it with with the running back outside of a wide receiver. But I do kind of agree with you. If they don't think that about ETN, Horn's making the team. They're going to have one person like that.
What's up, TT? Smash the like button, everyone, and subscribe. Now, I think both On and ETN make the team. Now, I understand you look at the
ETN's
depth chart,
definitely making the team. ETN's definitely
yeah,
making the team. He's really good.
but also On, On at 2 touchdowns. I know it's just FanFest, but I'm just giving the stat. He had 2 touchdowns. He didn't have drop pass. He
Okay.
was target plenty of time. He's a
That's
speedster.
key. I will say that dude has good hands. He's great hands. So that might be really good for him because we don't have people in Carolina that can catch usually.
Right. And I mean, he's 5'8", but honestly, he's playing taller and bigger than 5'8". I mean, he's not
I'm
afraid.
listening. I just gotta run do something real fast.
Right. So he's not afraid of making a big plays. He's not afraid of diving after the ball, after catching the ball. He's not afraid of any of that. He's definitely not afraid of that. And no, EQRC, Atlanta Falcons do not own the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers defeated and knocked out the Atlanta Falcons in week 18. We knock you guys out. Bryce Young outplayed Michael Penix. Bryce Young threw the ball looking back with his eyes closed. He threw the ball to Tommy Trimble. So we are definitely not afraid of the Atlanta Dirty Falcons 28-3 team because we beat you guys in week 18. We did. Bryce Young outplayed Michael Penix. Everyone stated Michael Penix is the next Hall of Famer. Well, Bryce is the next Hall of Famer.
Yeah, let's not like do the whole podcast about trolls and then and then the
No,
comments.
no, I
But
mean, I'm having fun with him. I'm
yeah,
having
yeah, yeah.
fun with him. He's going
Sure, sure.
viral on YouTube. But I mean, 28-3. They
No, but there's
we
some
did
stuff
not.
that there's some stuff that I got. I really that there's some. So I think the interesting things that we've gotten over the last week, because it's been a week since we talked. One is I don't know what they're doing in the secondary because they say one thing and then other things happen. Different people kind of jump in and out. They seem to like their front seven. I mean, it seems like they like it. It seems like they're good there, which they spend enough money. They are good there. They love the offensive line. Uh, Jatavian Sanders apparently is going to break out this year. He looks fantastic. ETN is, from my opinion, ETN is going to own the third down role, and Rico Dowdle is just going to be the handcuff to Chuba because they're so similar. But I think the big things is that David Canales has been on every TV show that possibly exists lately, talking, and awkwardly talking when it comes to like Bryce. I still need to like dig in a little bit more about that. He obviously trusts him, but he has no choice because Tepper's not going to let him get rid of Bryce ever or Dan Morgan. And but it's just little. It's always awkward when he talks about Bryce, and I think that he's ashamed of like benching him less. I think there's a lot of that goes into that. What one of those like is kind of the things that stands out for you because those are all very interesting things in the Panther universe.
Right. So a couple of things. Number one, uh, Canales stated. I'm not sure if we touched on it last week. If we did, we'll still touch on it right now. Canales stated the starters will play game one, game two. So this week and
Sure. Yeah.
next
Yeah.
week against the Houston Texans on the road. So we'll play them, and you will say the starters will play roughly 8 to 12 snaps, which is more than last season because last season
Because last season
Bryce,
he was set up to fail last season.
yeah, I mean, and
Oh,
Bryce was
also,
asked about it.
uh, just to just play on that. What the hell are the Browns doing? Shador never plays with the ones ever. He has no rapport with them, and all of a sudden he's being thrown in to start week one preseason. It sounds like they're trying to set him up to fail as well. But go ahead.
Right, so Bryce took the high road today. Bryce took the high road today when asked what to think about not playing. And Bryce is very respectful of Canales, so he basically stated that is the coach's decision, and I'm okay with it and all of
Yeah.
that. So that is number one. So the starters will play. Now, as far as the depth chart, I agree with you that I'm surprised Nick Scott is the starter because I would think Lincoln Ransom might be the starter. Unfortunately, that guy from you, Fitzgerald's, I believe, Ryan Fitzgerald's, he missed
Yeah.
multiple kick at that. So, and today I
Yeah.
saw Matthew Wright went 4 for 4. But speaking of the Panthers and the Browns, they practiced today, and we were pretty good. We were we had overall pretty good practice against the Browns. I all the
Demolished them.
Browns beat report the Browns beat reporter was on the radio in Charlotte, and he basically was very negative on the Browns, and he gave a lot of compliment for the Panthers.
Dude, Bryce looks like the way that he looked, and I know this is gonna get this gets pushed back when I say it. He looks right now like beginning of Aaron Rodgers, like where you're just like how, like you're just like how did he fit this ball in this window and make it look so damn easy? And I think that we really need to uh, at least come to the possibility that he might just be that good. Like he really might be that good. And just because we think that like Josh Allen had terrible for first couple of years, Peyton Manning was terrible, Trevor Lawrence was terrible. Like you know, some guys just don't come out. He came out when he was 21 years old. Like, but man, every time I've seen him since probably week 12 of last year, The dude just looks like it's easy. It is just so easy for him, and it's a flick. He like knows what the other team can do before he does it. And I think we really need to come to the possibility that he just might be that good.
Right,
Honestly,
which athletic wise, I would put him more Patrick Mahomes categories than Aaron Rodgers because
I'm
Aaron
just talking about
Rodgers, even when
the wowness of that. Aaron Rodgers would just find these little windows. He would get on the run and he would fit in these tight little things. He looked like he has like he just looked unstoppable. That's what I mean. Like comparing, I'm not comparing the way they play. I'm comparing because Patrick Mahomes was bombing to Tyreek Hill the whole time. First thing we do it, he's
right,
going to be picking you apart.
right, I agree. And the thing with Bryce, this training camp, he's not playing great, but he's not playing bad. So it's not like you have a wow moment and then you say, "Oh my gosh, why did he make that throw? That was terrible." Which we had something like that last season and the year before. So this year is being consistent, which is exactly what you want right now. Because let's say he has a great training camp, it doesn't mean he's going to be great in the season. And sometimes when you have when you have a when you have a basically when right now when you have a training camp that you are not like you're phenomenal, sometimes you can be too overconfident and then have a bad season potentially,
Yeah.
which
So
I don't. So
listen.
yeah,
I'm just I was wondering, so we you said that Bryce Young hasn't been having a great offseason or a great camp. Here's the problem with this: is we make those things based on other people's opinions or the stats they put up. As far he missed somebody, right? We have no idea if each
right,
receiver ran the right route. We have no idea. We have no idea if Canals is saying the force it to this guy to see what he does in the jump ball situation. We have no idea. And when you're dealing with a rookie in Tet, a rookie in Horn, somebody he's never played with in Renfro that missed last year, Coker who only played like 9 games and he's been dealing with injury. XL, who's been not been able to pick up the playbook and deal with injury. You're dealing with a lot of young guys. JT got hurt last year. You got Mitchell Evans, who's new to the system. Jacoby George new. Kobe Hudson's new. I think a lot more of this stuff is probably because of the other players picking things up and not all on Bryce. So I think that just to come to a not playing that well, not playing that bad, we can't even make any that conclusion based on what's going on so far, in my opinion.
right. But anyway, you're right about that, and those are all valid points, my friend. But I think right now in training camp, you want to be consistent. You don't want to be obviously inconsistent, but sometimes if you are, they mentioned it on the air the other day. The Vikings, they had a great training camp. They started the season last season so good, and then toward the end of the season they fade out. So you
Mm.
almost don't want to be on a 2-eye right now, which is where the Panthers are at right now. But at the same time, with how well the offense looked today against the Browns, because the Browns, even though they have injuries, they still have Miles Garrett. And as far as I saw, I could be mistaken, I didn't see any reports that Miles Garrett beat Icky for a sack. And that is
I
phenomenal,
think
absolutely
that's
phenomenal.
something we need to talk about. Canales has. I'm going to tell you about who Canales is. Canales is a good dude, but the dude has an ego. He wants, and so does any great coach. Bill Parcells has an ego. Bill Belichick has an ego. This isn't a bad statement. But how often does Bill Belichick compliment anybody on anything? How often does Bill Parcells? How often, like, you give coach speak, right? So you got to listen for when he actually does say something about someone. And the way that he said this, how, which probably was our strongest group last year was our offensive line. He said that they've made that next step and he's giving them compliments. I think our offensive line might be, you know, up in the top echelon if because when people talk, listen, If he's saying that after the year they had last year, which they were probably a top 10 unit last year, and they've taken another step, watch out. And
Yeah, I
If Miles
agree.
Garrett didn't get
I
into
mean, if you
you,
have offense, yeah, Miles Garrett was quiet today.
yeah.
Also, we had success throwing the ball. Yeah, there were some times that could have been interception, but also who we have to give credit, Carolina Panthers report that our run defense was stout today.
Remember when I
Very
told you that
good.
this was gonna be a top 10
And
unit
as
this
we
year?
all remember,
Do you remember that? When I told you this would be a top 10 defense this year? You remember that?
wait a second, my friend. We haven't yet played the preseason game.
No, I'm just letting you know. I gotta keep
here's
on reminding you because you'll
no,
probably forget. I just want to remind you weekly that this team, if it stays healthy, is better than anyone thinks it is. And I really want to reiterate it so people don't forget that I said it. And who's all over NFL Network these days is the Carolina Panthers. But I just want you to remember who was talking about this early on.
right,
Defense
but
and offense.
I want you to remember who was very high on Jimmy On Jr. and Travis Etienne. Myself.
Yeah. Well,
Myself.
how much you would have bet? Oh no. I was beating the ETN drum before anyone else was beating. I don't want to hear the ETN drum. Jimmy Horn, I think is a solid player, but he ain't going over 300 yards this year. Like he'll have like a few plays here and there. I think he'll have like a very Trey Tucker y first year. Um, but yeah, he'll be exciting. He'll be who is he gonna be? He's gonna be who's the kid that played for? It'll be like Ray McLeod. Like remember when Ray McLeod last year? Like last year had like that really great game. He could have like those kind of pop off games. Darius Davis for the Chargers. There's like these guys that can just pop off, but for the most part, he's just gonna be
Right, but I mean, he was a sixth
yeah,
round for
Jimmy
a
Horn.
reason. He was a sixth round for a reason, probably his height. And here's my prediction regarding Jimmy On. And I know, let's put it Monday morning quarterback. If Travis Hunter was not playing for Colorado, Jimmy On had Shador Sanders as his quarterback, Jimmy On would have been drafted much higher. The reason why he was drafted sixth round, because it's great. Travis Hunter was in Colorado. He basically got most of the targets. That is why Jimmy On was drafted sixth round. Any other college with a great quarterback, Shador was a great quarterback overall, he would have probably been drafted much higher. Now, speaking of Shador, the Browns
I think it's his size.
basically,
His size,
yeah,
you get
I mean,
beat up a lot. You get hurt early. You have short careers. Percy Harvin, Tank Dell, like think about all these small guys. Tyreek Hill had a lot of injury problems early on. I think it's more of his size than anything else.
the Browns, we are not in the Browns situation right now. And I mean, I don't have nothing against the Browns. They're not a rivalry, even though they beat us Matt Rule first ever game in Carolina when they made a field goal like 60-yard Caleb York right at the game expiration to beat us. But anyway, thanks God we are not in their position right now because their roster is terrible on paper. Also, basically they could literally hold out a tryout for any young man 18 to 35 years old who is in shape, or whether you're 500 pound or whether you're in shape. Go ahead and try out for quarterback for the Cleveland Browns because they have full quarterback
Hey,
under. They don't
Joe
have
Flacco.
injury.
Joe Flacco's gonna be fine.
But
They'll be
Flacco
they'll be four
is
and 13 this year, and they'll have a top tier pick with a good quarterback class. Um,
even Shador, and I know it's practice, but hear great reviews how how great he looked. I don't think he did, but here's
That's
my
made even
concern about
evaluation.
the
He doesn't
defense,
look
my
good
friend.
in my from what I've seen.
Here's my here's my concern about the defense. I remember a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, how the defense looked great against the Jets because we played the Jets 2 seasons back to back in preseason. And 2 years ago in Spartanburg, everyone stated, oh, the defense dominated. The defense dominated Aaron Rodgers and so on. And they looked bad. They looked bad throughout the season. And then I remember not the defense, but I remember the offensive coordinator. Remember against the Jets, the whole line. They gave up like 6 sacks in that game. And Icky stated after the game, we have to see our uh, offensive tackle coach. I forgot who he was. Used to be our interim
Yeah, he
head
came from the
coach.
Browns. Yeah. I know what you're
So
talking about.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited with what I'm seeing from the defense. I'm even more excited with what I'm seeing from the offense. But it's the defense. You want them to do well, you really do, but you still remember how last season was. And of course, they can not get any worse than last season, but still, you want to see them
Who
week one.
who's returning?
So,
Who's returning the starting from last season? Who's returning the starting from last season? Like who's going to be a starter this
uh,
season that was a starter last year? Maybe like
Michael Jackson,
well apparently Chopkins
Derek
Wade is
Brown,
going to take that.
Shai
Shy
Petty,
Tuttle's not starting. Derek Brown played one game last year.
Asian Robinson, and he was terrible.
He was playing
So
on a
so is
torn
everyone else.
torn
So
meniscus. He played the whole game on a torn meniscus.
still,
You
still,
agree?
still,
This defense ain't the
still, we
defense it
gave
was
up.
last year. Our second string now is better than our starters were last year. Like that's how deep this
No,
defense is. We gotta stop with like, oh, maybe like hopefully we make we're not the worst again. This is a completely different defense. We spent like hundreds of millions of dollars revamping this defense and drafting defense. This defense is gonna be. I bet you this. I bet you this. I bet at halftime of the preseason game because that's when like all the real players play, right? I bet you we are up by. I want to say 2 touchdowns, but I'm gonna say double digits going into halftime next week, this week. And I bet you that the Browns don't break 10 points.
Yeah, so we'll write it down and
Just
we'll
remember that.
see
Remember that I
next.
said that the Browns will not have more than
Yeah,
10 points going into halftime, and they will be losing by double
right.
digits.
But here's the deal: the Browns' offense is terrible. I mean,
Why? They have
who's
the
the
great
one?
Jerry Judy that everybody wanted from here. They drafted 2 running backs along with Jerome Ford, who they had last year, who
One of
had
them
about
is in
a
jail.
thousand yards, I think. They had
One of them is
Cedric
in
Tillman
jail.
coming back. What?
Wait, one of them was in jail. Out of jail, is unsigned. Jenkins. He had 1,000 rushing yard. He's not going to play this week.
Yeah, I know he's not gonna
And
play, but I'm saying they had Jerome Ford last year, who was good for them. He was productive, and they got a 4th round pick in Dylan Sampson coming in. We had Chuba was a 4th round. Rico Dowdle was a 6th round. We have was he a 6th round, I think, and we had ETN was the 4th round. Like it's not like we have like these great people that came out of college. Like as far as like we don't know what their running back situation is,
right,
but Ford was good for them last year. They're gonna have who everybody thought who people would tell me left and right how talented Shador is. Right, he should have been the number 2 overall. You came up here and said, "How the hell did he fall?" So we're going against the great Shador Sanders. So how do you say the offense isn't very good? The great Shador Sanders. You got Jerry Judy, who everybody in Carolina wanted. You had Jerome Ford, who was productive last year. How could they? How could they against the worst defense of all time last year? How could they not be good? You can't move the goalposts. You can't be doing that.
I mean, they have good weapons, but not great. I mean, Deontay Johnson, which Deontay Johnson will show up? The one who go crazy because Bryce Young is the starting quarterback, or
Do we have
Deontay
anybody on our
Johnson who?
team? Do we have anybody on our team better than Jerry Judy at wide receiver?
Yes, Yes.
You really think so? You think right now
Yes.
that you think that if you ask an average person that they'd say right now who's never played an NFL snap, I believe that too. But I got told by everybody that's not worth it at eight, at the number eighth overall.
Excel.
You really think that an you think XL is better? Get out of town. He ain't better than Jerry Judy. You think that the Tavion Sanders is better than Njoku?
No, not right now. But he
Exactly.
can.
So
He can
how
be.
are their weapons any? Do they have overall better weapons than we do as far as pass catchers?
No, not really.
The
Not
average
really.
person would disagree with you. People think that Jerry Judy is he was a Pro Bowler last
No,
year.
no, but here's the deal, my friend. Look at the wideout group overall, top to bottom. Who's the
Yeah,
third
Cedric
wideout?
Tillman was a third round pick, and he was very productive until he got hurt last year. They have Harold Fanning
Right, but
and Njoku. They have pass catcher Jerome Ford. They have Deontay Johnson. They who's the other guy that they damn it Alex
I'm
they signed
I'm predicting.
it didn't matter, but they got a pretty
Maybe get. I I'm predicting. I'm predicting. I'm predicting right now. The Browns offense will be miserable this season. They will be
oh
probably in the top 25 worst defense in the NFL. Mark it
then
down.
how can Sanders be on the fourth string then? Like this great Shador Sanders that should have gone second
No, but
overall. He can't a miserable offense and he can't even make the top three best quarterbacks.
no, but here's the deal, my friend. I mean, very bad quarterbacks, sometimes they have to play, even if they have really not good wideout. Sure, Jared Judy is very good, but at times he had trouble staying healthy. And I believe he's 30 years old, so he's on his last leg of his
No,
career,
he's like
technically.
26.
What,
You give him the same year Devonta Smith.
I'm
Oh,
confusing
not
him.
Devonta Smith. The year before Devonta Smith, he came out the same year as
I'm
CD
confusing
Lamb.
him.
The same year as CD Lamb. Because I
Right, so
remember
I'm
saying that
confusing
right then
him.
that CD Lamb was going to be special and Jerry Judy was going to be a bust.
No,
And
I
Jerry
mean,
Judy had finally started being playing well.
here's the deal. Jared Judy is a very good wideout. No question about that. But at the same
You think
time,
Excel's better though?
I think Excel has the potential to be better than him.
But I'm not
Because
saying that. I asked you this question. I said right now, who do you think is better?
so Jared Judy right now. But here's the problem. Here's the problem, my friend. Here's the problem. Jared Judy will probably be double teamed throughout the season. Forget about the preseason. He will
So it's
probably be.
Ted. Tell me double team.
Okay, so let's say
Also,
someone double
remember when
team.
I was banging the drum for Ted?
No, I
That's
know,
pretty
I
smart
know,
now. That's pretty smart now.
I know. But here's the deal. Let's say Ted get double teamed. We have so many more weapons than the Browns.
Dude, yeah. I don't know about. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing semantics on that. I'm just saying. My prediction is
I
that
think
at
overall,
halftime this
over
week, we will be up by double digits going to halftime, and the Browns will not break 10 points going into halftime. The second half is all just like scrubs, anyways. But first half,
right,
I think
which
we're gonna
honestly,
demolish the Browns in the first half. Like it could be
yeah, and
it'll raise eyebrows how bad we're gonna be.
we will see, we will see, we will see. I mean, but speaking of the Panthers, unfortunately, it's tradition for the Carolina Panthers. Thank you, Terrell. I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
Nobody,
So
dude,
it's
type in Panthers
that's a
Judy and see how many
that's
hits
a
it gets on Twitter. It was
okay.
trending on ESPN. It was trending before they came to a contract. Oh my god, everybody was saying.
That's
I was saying no. But everybody wanted Jerry Judy. They wanted him last year when he was available, coming from the Broncos.
just a second. Sorry to cut you off, my friend. Terrell won. I did not coordinate with Terrell one to come into the chat and to say that or anything like that. I don't know who's Terrell
Hey,
one, so
yeah, Trill
we
one,
did
put
not
your
talk
Instagram
after
handle so
that.
I can tag you on all the pictures of people talking about Jerry Judy. So, are you on
Right.
Twitter? If you're on Twitter, Put your handle in there, and I will tag you on 50 different tweets of people wanting Jerry Judy on this team. I've been on
No, I
podcasts
mean
talking
you're
about
right,
this.
but
I was on podcasts talking about this. I am not lying. People have asked me these questions, and I said I do not want Jerry Judy in
no, I
Carolina.
agree. But we also want T. Higgins. You know what? We
Oh,
wanted the
T
number
Higgins.
one
Well,
wideout
we got T Higgins.
because
We got Ted's T Higgins in my opinion. I think that's a very good comp. But he's going
I
to be
mean,
healthier, and he's going to and we have him on a rookie contract.
no, I agree. I mean, the thing with Jared Judy, let's be honest, we didn't have a number one wideout, so we wanted
Oh, just real fast. You can't say nobody like all caps and then say, "Oh, yeah, 50." It's like, okay, then it wasn't nobody. Anyway, go ahead. I don't want to spend time talking about his
right.
feelings.
So Terrell, anyway, feel make sure to subscribe to Terrell One because we do this every Wednesday, going back and forth, just having a good time. There's no fighting or arguing,
Oh yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
having
I don't care
great.
about that conversation really at all. But Panthers fans were gasping at they're grasping at
Right,
all straws.
good time.
Anybody that was available, they wanted to come to Carolina. We were
Right. No, I
desperate for wide
mean,
receivers.
right. But anyway, I was going to say, unfortunately, it's tradition in Carolina for an NFL player to be involved in a car accident.
Yo, what the
Unfortunately, it's
hell, dude?
tradition. Last season,
Do you have more? Do you have a?
you didn't find out
No,
about
I
it?
knew. I heard. No, I heard about it. Is he hurt? I knew he's held out of practice, but nobody gave.
Yeah, he got eight stitches in his hand.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he tweeted afterward that he's fine and they're
Yeah,
taking
he's
it
be
day
fine.
to day. I mean,
Yeah,
Carolina might need to invest.
yeah, yeah. Like what? Like Uber drivers.
No, not Uber driver. Helicopters. Helicopters will take
That's
the
funny.
player to practice and back. I mean,
Well, then
Andy
you got Kobe
Dalton last
Bryant too. Like bad luck is bad luck no matter what you.
right. I mean, Andy Dalton last season, car accident. Cam Newton, you probably don't remember it. Cam Newton, I believe in 2016, was involved in a car accident. And right after the accident happened, this was Cam Newton's reaction. He was smiling. He was smiling
Yeah,
as they were pulling him out.
yeah.
So, and today,
He's a mon. He's
JC
a
on. So,
monster.
I mean, maybe helicopter or maybe just walk. I mean, anyway, you're lifting so much weight, just walk to the stadium. Just walk to the stadium and back. Then you won't be
Y'all gotta
involved in
teach
it.
those people in Charlotte how to drive.
No, it's probably because of the rain. I mean,
We had
our
an
city,
earthquake.
Charlotte, is based. No, I know. You guys have tornadoes and earthquake in New York City
Nah,
and
okay,
Roger.
I just messed it. Yeah, but
Here,
yeah. Overall, if he's got stitches, it was just a cut. He didn't have to go to surgery, and that's what I was scared of, like ligament damage in his hand. That would be bad. But if it's just stitches, he's fine.
right. I mean, they stated, Canada stated he was day to day and he was in good spirit and he was
Yeah,
walking and talking. I mean,
it's
I
probably good for
think, God
him
forbid,
to rest up a little bit.
right. I mean, God forbid, I think if he had needed the surgery, he wouldn't have been on the field, even in street clothes. He wouldn't have been on the field and all of that. So he tweeted basically, I'm all right. Everything is good. So very lucky with that because we can ill afford to lose, especially JC on. And I know we have Shadar, Shamar Bar-Tal, basically. Similar to my last name. So Shamar Bar-Tal, and then we have Wade Smith and Michael Jackson and Corey Tolman, but we definitely need JC because as good
Oh,
as
of course,
those
yeah.
cornerbacks are, yeah, yeah, you're right. He wasn't practice. He didn't practice
He's gonna
today.
be
He was
fine. Like,
laughing.
yeah, this isn't even a talking point. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. Just
Right, and
stitches.
then tomorrow they'll having practice again, and it's a final laughing point. I didn't mention it earlier at FanFest. JJ Jensen threw deep passes to the fence. And
Oh,
I tweeted, created AI that basically going to have a radio show on Mac and Born on WFNZ because they were supposed to have today's fall coming up. JJ will show exclusive pass of intro and 100 passing touchdown to Xavier Leggett. Okay, so that tweet, fine. You know what someone asked Canales yesterday?
what?
They asked him, hey Dave, any consideration to give JJ Jensen as a reward some snap at quarterback? I'm not joking. Someone basically off my tweet decided to ask Canales if he's going to give JJ Jensen snap at quarterback
And
as a
Canales is like,
reward.
why the hell are you guys wasting
Yeah.
my time?
No.
Because I'm a
Canales
busy
said,
dude. Like, why are you asking me
and
these weird ass questions?
Canales stated in a smiling tone, absolutely not. I mean, Canales is a great guy. I mean, I don't know him personally, but he seemed like a very
I don't know him
likable.
personally, but he's great.
No, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
compared
I'm
to
just kidding.
Rule.
Shit. I'm just joking. I'm just joking
No,
around.
I know.
Yeah,
Compared
no, he
to
seemed.
Rule, Pepsi,
Yeah,
Pepsi. Rule wanted Pepsi. Frank Reich was like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk. I cannot talk. I cannot talk. I mean, that was Frank Reich.
yeah.
Extremely quiet. Even if you turn the volume to 100, you would not be able to hear Frank Reich. Canales, I tap the fans at FanFest. So he's more of a fan type of a coach. If there is something like that, well, it's
Yeah, he
easy
likes
to pull off.
attention. He's kind of a he's like he reminds me of like like the typical high school quarterback guy, right? Like everybody loves him, but he's still got like an ego, but he's also still like he knows the right things to say. You like him. He's a likable dude, but he's also like, yeah, you're kind of a douche too. But and you have to have an ego like that to be a head coach. So I don't mind that. I'm not saying douching like in a bad way. I'm just saying that that's kind of what he reminds me of. He's like, I know I'm hot and sexy and like all the girls want me and like I'm gonna flirt with you and like all star guy kind of guy. Where you're like, yeah, that's kind of entertaining, but also you're kind of a douche. That's kind of how I felt from Canales. But I think he's got a good heart. I think that he's just kind of like uh
Trying to
thinks
find
he's the
stuff.
smartest guy in the smartest guy in the room, which probably typically he is. Yeah, he just has an ego, but you have to. So
Dave
I'm not that
Canales
doesn't bother me
is
at all.
sure. Dave Canales is Dan Campbell 2.0 without using the F
Oh
word.
no, Dan
But he's
Campbell might
basically
be the only Dan Campbell might be the only coach without an ego. Dan Campbell like will just run through a brick wall for his players. Canales would be like, I'm not gonna run through the brick wall, but like I'll be like nice with you and grab a beer with you, but I don't care. I don't like it that much, kind of guy. But I think you're
no,
right as far as like energy wise. I think they both
yeah,
have a lot of energy and young energy, and they're excited. They get the players excited
right, and both seem very optimistic. I mean, Campbell seemed like pretty
to
optimistic,
be.
and Canales probably the most optimistic coach in NFL history, which is a great thing. So anyway, the lights are going off in New York City, so I think it's time for us to wrap up our show for the night. We'll be back next week as Alex Bryant is predicting, and save it down,
Oh my
ladies and
god!
gentlemen. The Panthers will be leading the Browns by 10 to 13 points at halftime. So we'll see. We'll see if that is the case or if it's not. So stay tuned. Next week, we'll be on to the Houston Texans. The Panthers are coming to Houston, to Rockets Land, to take on Will Conkel, CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryan, and the Houston Texans. So if you have not subscribed, subscribe, turn on the bell notification for video gaming content, NFL content. Video game is going to be streaming at 9:30 tonight on my channel. Yours truly will do that. And until then, for Shaked Bar-Tal, Alex Bryant, we wish everyone good night, keep pounding, go Panthers, and God bless you all.
Peace.
Peace.